My name is Allie Spillman. I went to school at Manchester University in Indiana for English and Communication Studies. I went to the Chicago Center for spring of 2016. I did my internship at Streetwise, and I'm now an employment specialist at Streetwise. I'm from Huntington, Indiana, which is like 20,000 people or so. And then I went to a college that was actually smaller than my high school. I spent so long in Indiana that I knew I needed something else, and Chicago was the closest something else. My internship was great because I knew exactly where I was going to be every day and knew exactly what I was going to do every day. It was kind of like an office job in that I did a lot of work in an office, but I got to write like profiles for people and restaurant reviews and compile events for the calendar that came out every week. So I knew what was going on and I got to meet a lot of people, but I always got to work in the same space. It feels like luck to me because my boss at the time mentioned that they had an opening and thought that I would be interested, so he handed me the list of responsibilities for the job and told me to think about it. And I went home and completely updated my resume and wrote a cover letter that night and had every single person in my apartment read it over to make sure it sounded all right. Yeah, and then I submitted it the next day. I got the news, was so excited, and then immediately jumped on Craigslist and some other apartment sites out there to try to find a place to live, and found something. Graduated on May 15th, moved in the 16th, and started my job on the 17th. My job is to manage our transitional jobs program we have at Streetwise. I help people develop resumes and write cover letters and do every single step of the job application process. I knew that I didn't want to go back to Indiana, so Chicago was my first choice because of how convenient it was. I knew that I wanted a big city, and Chicago just kind of fell into my lap and feels like home. I would tell them exactly what our vendors here at Streetwise tell new vendors, and that's that it works if you work it. As long as you put everything that you can into the program and you don't, cut corners, and you try to get to know your roommates and go to your internship every day even when you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. As long as you put work into it, then you'll get something out of it. I encourage you to make Chicago your classroom because it works if you work it.